For the last 3 days, I've been trying to get the gear I need by grinding in Rise of the Ronin. Let me tell you, it was to almost no avail because I'm still missing 4 items I think will still take me a long time to acquire. So, in case you are wondering how do you actually get the red gear in Rise of the Ronin, I've seen this question being asked a lot, even if it's been like, what, 3 months since the game came out and people are still asking the question. So, how do you go to the midnight difficulty, where everything hits harder, but also where you get better rewards? You need to go to one of your long houses, your safe houses, and you're going to have to go through the Testament of the Soul. This is how you choose your missions, your honor missions, your story missions, if you want to replay them. You're going to see at the bottom of the screen, Twilight or Midnight. This is how you switch between either Twilight or Midnight. And yeah, basically you do that, and whenever you acquire gear in the midnight difficulty, there is a chance that you get Masterwork items, which is also the red gear, right? Masterwork is red gear in Rise of the Ronin. So with that established, how do you get the best gear in Rise of the Ronin? That's been my grind, like I said, for the last 3 days. Well, that's where things get complicated. In my opinion, the most important item you need whenever you're trying to make a build is the hand-picked cologne dropped by Ryoma. Now, they made a good update recently. I think it was like 5 days ago. They made a great update where you don't have to create a Veil Vow summon in order for them to drop some items for you. All you need is to give them something first. That's the first step toward acquiring those items. The hand-picked cologne is dropped by Ryoma. So for example, if I want to farm this item, I will go to Ryoma and gift him some items. Every single time that bone level bar is going to be filled, he's going to gift you an item. It could be the hand-picked cologne, and if it is in the master difficulty, there is a chance that that hand-picked cologne comes with is a red gear, is a masterwork item. Now, they also introduced 2 new set bonuses along with the new update, which I think are the best thing they've done to the game in a very long time. I'm talking about the Prodigious, right? You know what? For the sake of this video, I'm going to refer to those sets as the Dragon and Tiger set bonuses, okay? So they introduced the Dragon and Tiger set bonuses, which are by far the best set bonuses in the game, hands down. But it takes a lot of equipment, you know, a lot of gear. How to equip 4 pieces to actually feel like you're doing something. So yeah, you're going to be in for a long ride. So the hand-picked cologne is going to reduce by 1 the required gear you need to have access to those set bonuses. The bonus limit is -1, which means that you cannot equip more than 1 hand-picked cologne. It's not going to be useful. Now, your hand-picked cologne can come with one of the set bonuses, but the drop rate is so low that it will take you hours, days, weeks, even months to even get it. Let me tell you, I've been trying to get the hand-picked cologne to come with one of the set bonuses for the last 3 days. It didn't work. You know, I was getting masterworked versions of that item, but nothing came with the one set bonuses I wanted. So this is not the perfect build, that the best build I could make right now, but it is halfway there being the best I have right now. So you want to farm Ryoma by either gifting him or fighting him. You can fight him in Yokohama. I think there is that one location where you can always find him. He's always going to be there. So you can try saving before the fight and you fight him. It's going to be a very difficult fight. In my opinion, he's one of the hardest bosses or hardest enemy to deal with. You want to defeat him, and if you see that you don't get the good drops, you know, the items you get from defeating him are not good enough, you just want to reset. You either want to go back to your longhouse, reset the public orders, or you want to just load your save before you defeat him and try again. I feel like this method is longer and more tedious than just gifting him. You know, you can do the same thing with the gift. You can actually save before you give him, you gift to him, and then you can go back if the items he drops are not good enough, right? So you can do that over and over and over again. It's going to take a long time. But trust me, if you do get the items you need, it's a game changer. Let me tell you why. I am going to focus mostly on the dragon set today, and later, I'll say later in the week, I'm going to also talk about the tiger dragon set, the ferocious tiger set. The first bonus you get is being able to parry whenever you run out of key. It is called the last ditch counter spark. What does it mean? Basically, whenever you run out of key, you will still be able to perform counter sparks. You are no longer vulnerable, which is great. I think this is like one of the most useful set bonus you can get, and it actually transforms the way you play because you will never be exposed whenever you run out of key. You can just keep swinging mindlessly. You will save. Just keep in mind that this will not instantly get you back on your feet. You will still be unable to move. At the very least, you won't be defenseless, which is great. The next thing on the list is being able to affect the enemy's key by just grappling them. Let me be honest with you. I wasn't really using the grapple because, well, it's quite useless. But now it has become my go-to whenever I'm struggling against an enemy with too much key. You know how sometimes enemies recover key way too fast? Well, this is going to be your answer to that. What does it do? But basically, you see that gap between the enemy's key, that blue bar, and the enemy's mask key, which is that red bar. Usually, they can't recover key past the mask key unless you give them too much time to do so. Well, your grapple attack, whenever you have this set bonus active, is going to close the gap between the red bar and the blue bar to make it so that enemies don't recover as much key, right? It's a good way to, I'll say, prevent enemies from attacking relentlessly and allowing you to actually punish them because they will just keep attacking, swinging, and you can just grapple them and reduce the max key. I think that's amazing. Unfortunately, it doesn't work at the dojo, and I feel like they should do something about it. We should be able to grapple at the dojo. You know, it's not a big deal, but I feel like we should have been able to do that. So yeah, the grapple is really good right now. I highly recommend using that ferocious tiger set bonus, which allows you to go behind enemies. So whenever they start swinging, you just wait for them to run out of key, to finish the combo, and then you grapple them, and boom, you have reduced the mask key significantly. It is great. That's why I said, that's what I think, that out of the two set bonuses, the dragon one is by far the best one. And the next set bonus is going to actually prove my point, which is neutral combat. Now, I really wish they chose the phrasing differently. They made the phrase differently, because you tend to think that, well, neutral means balance, right? It's neither effective nor ineffective. Well, that's not true. What does it do? Still, disadvantages will be neutralized for a short time after using Level Gear or flash attack. Now, they say for a short time, but I think it's either 30 or 40 seconds, which is a lot. I was expecting it to be 10 or 20 seconds. No, it is significantly long, and you won't have to worry about it every 30 seconds, which is great. So what does it mean? Style disadvantages will be neutralized. Well, it's not neutralized. Basically, no matter which stance you use, provided you use Violent Gear or flash attack, you will always have the advantage. Always. It means that mostly the enemies are going to respect your parries. They won't just keep swinging even if you parry the last strings of the attacks, unless they are a special enemy, and you can just keep attacking them. I just want to make sure that I don't say anything wrong here, but I truly believe you deal more key damage whenever you perform a counter spike using an effective style. I think that's what happens, and knowing that you will always have the advantage no matter which stance you use is a game changer, and it is by far the best thing they've done in this update. I do wish they made it so that you could obtain, those that specific bonus through the skill tree, but I think the reason why they didn't do that is because they still need to give us ways to keep playing the game, and the grind, keeping on the grind is the best way to do that. So yeah, this is by far the best one in the game. I see myself now just switching between weapons, and keep in mind that prior to that they made an update to bypass having to perform Venom Gale altogether, and it still works even if you just switch from one style to another. By bypassing Violent Gale and just using a muscle skill is still going to count. So you can always be on the offensive, always attacking, always striking, even though I still prefer using Violent Gale now, because at least now it's going to count as an attack and it can actually help you extend combos without having to use more ki by performing muscle skills. I'm telling you, this is the best thing they've done to the game, making the combat more dynamic by allowing you to always have the advantage. Always, it reminds me of that scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan, where Obi-Wan tells Anakin that he has high ground now, that basically he can't lose.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Well, yeah, you always have the high ground, and that's awesome. I did say that that was the best thing they did, however, it takes way too many pieces to even get there. You know, you need to really be lucky. I was lucky enough to get gear by just playing the game, by just completing missions. Let me tell you, I have this build which I call the Lucky 7 build, and basically I have a lot of luck, and I hope, well, most of the time it's going to help me get the good stuff. Despite having that much luck, still feel like sometimes I'm unlucky. I'm very unlucky, but hey, could be worse. So basically, yeah, I think I'm quite happy with what they done with the new set bonuses. I feel like I didn't expect them to make a proper update, you know, an engaging update, appealing one, until they introduce new DLCs, new story expansions. But I feel I'm very confident this game can stay relevant for years if they just keep doing that. And I really like it. I really like the direction the game is taking. It's actually quite comforting, and I can think about the crazy set bonuses we might get when actual DLC comes out. You know, you can still you can now reset public orders, you can fight multiple bosses, challenging bosses in the ally missions. Honestly, the game is in a very good state, and I have no doubt we will keep eating good in the foreseeable future. So I'll see you next time, and keep on the grind.